Niko Wanders, who joins me now live from Utrecht in the Netherlands. He's an assistant professor of hydrology at Utrecht University. Thanks very much for joining us here on TRT World. Tell me, how unprecedented are these droughts for a continent like Europe?
Yeah, what we see here now is only happening once every 40, 50 years maybe, and we used to also see it in 2018. So this is really severe, and then I'm talking about the Netherlands, but if you look across Europe, you see problems in France, you see problems in Germany, and in the UK. I mean, this is really something we haven't seen at this scale before.
But are authorities applying effective measures to contain this or not?
Yeah, so for example, if I talk about the Netherlands, we have long-term strategies called the Delta program to really build future-proof the Netherlands for drought conditions. But these are plans that are take decades to really evolve. So we're kind of now the current situation is overtaking the plans, and we see some of the problems occurring as we saw in the documentary already.
Of course, climate change is a big factor here, isn't it?
Yeah. What we do see is that those climate change is going to make those droughts more likely to occur. We also see severe trends across Europe in trends in river discharges declining in summer, which really adds to that problem. And with the global warming, coming to us, we basically see that this is only going to worsen in time.
And Niko, let me also ask you, what kind of measures do you think authorities within the European Union need to come up with in order to ensure that this doesn't get worse than it is right now?
Yeah, so the only thing you can do when there's a drought is basically hope for more water to come from precipitation or rain. So what we can do is now conserve water and don't waste it on things and functions that are not needed. So for shipping, it's key that the water levels in the Rhine, for example, remain so that the ships can actually pass. If we look at energy, we need sufficient cooling water. So all these functions demand a certain amount of water, and of course we also need water for drinking water supply or nature. So all these kind of aspects do need their water. So whatever we have left now, we should use with care because for the current drought, that's the only thing we can do. Of course, if we look towards the long term and look towards the coming decades, then we should really prepare ourselves, not only by making the availability of water higher, but also reducing our demands for water and trying to see if we can reduce those demands to actually be less vulnerable for droughts in the future.
Right, and when it comes to long-term solutions, I mean, there should be a collective global response, right? The response should not just be limited to the European Union.
No, yeah. So a lot of the research we do and a lot of the things we see as being implemented actually can be applied in other countries around the world as well. But it's mostly a matter of finding, as a global community, first of all, combating climate change, but second of all, also, if we have those climate actions, that we can actually see how they can be implemented abroad. And so, for example, we in the Netherlands learn from applications or experience they have in Spain or the United States. And we kind of have to exchange that knowledge because together we can find those solutions. It's not just about the Netherlands having a drought problem at the moment. In a couple of years, it can be another country, and there are actually many countries there around the world. We see unprecedented droughts in California, Chile. It's not just Western Europe that's facing that now. Then also looking at the solutions, we should do that as a global community.
Indeed, and I have to say climate change is real and impacting us in more dangerous ways than ever before.